Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing slash unpackaging video to share with you guys. This was actually sent to me directly by Everyday City Carry. I'm sure you guys are familiar with him. Make sure that you're subscribed if you're not. This was a model that I definitely had wanted to check out from Urban EDC Supply. I think these are in pre-order right now. It just depends on when you're watching it. I'll link any and all information about this knife right down in the description so you guys can check it out if you want. Thanks so much to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Sometimes designs like this do it for me aesthetically, and sometimes they don't. And I mean, it all comes down to like personal taste, right? But I saw a picture of this and I thought, you know what? I think I'm kind of into that a little bit. Yeah. So, okay. This is the Urban EDC Supply Minimalist, appropriately named. I want to try that again. Oh, the action's nice. I think the angle, yeah, it was the angle. Initially, I was like, wow, that's a heavy detent. I was pushing up, got to push out, and it works. Yeah. The action's very nice. Can we reverse flick it? We absolutely can. These are like barrels, right? There's no tapering, texturing, stepping, anything like that. They're just barrels, which is okay, but I'm always going to prefer something like this, right, to this. But this is all right. Now, I don't know who the OEM is, but I have a guess based on the hardware and the overall look and feel, and based on who I assume a lot of the Urban EDC Supply stuff is made by. It's definitely made in China, but it is definitely upper tier. This is not like a... This is not a no-name. In fact, my money would be on a very, very famous name, right? But I can't say because I don't factually know, and I don't know that they actually release that information. But, you know, after you handle a couple hundred from a certain company, you kind of start to know what it feels like. Very nice. Exceptionally nice build quality. Machining, things like that, edges, finish work, all of that. We also have a hand rub satin flat up here, which is very nice. Whatever you want to call this blade shape. A subtle reverse tanto, perhaps. No, that will get the blade shape police riled up. We can't call it that. We can call it belly triangle point thing. You can, if you sort of apply just a really just bad description to it, then it confuses them. It's kind of like, animals in the wild getting sprayed by a skunk. That's how you evade the blade shape police. But I really, I joke that it's like a group, but it's really just one guy who is a self-proclaimed knife historian that gets on me every time. I call a blade something that it's apparently not. There is a steel lock bar insert that doubles as the over travel stop. That's nice. These are relatively thick titanium scales. In fact, the knife is a bit more robust than I would have expected it to be. I think the reason that this appeals to me visually is because the handle tapers and there's no palm swell here or here, and it doesn't try to boop at the back end, right? A lot of knives kind of do this at the back end, or they got little areas right here. It's just kind of open. Now, this can create a disadvantage in some situations, but it looks nice, and it's still plenty easy to hang on to. The edges are incredibly well knocked down. So it looks like it's, like holding onto a long rectangle, and it is, but it's not a sharp rectangle, right? It's not like, for example, like Chavez at the back, his knives kind of taper, they just sort of come down to this rectangle. And these corners on the Chavez knives are really pointy, but not here. I mean, you can see that's a rounded corner. The pocket clip is nice. This is a straight and then swoop and then up. It's okay. This bill is a little bit high. I kind of wish it was more like right here. The nice thing about it, though, is that it's short. So even with that bill going up, It's going up back here. And I don't know about you guys, when it's not in the middle of my hand, I don't mind it as much. And I think it's because, if you have ever used a knife for an extended period of time, cutting things like cardboard or something that's, a material that you can process with a knife over the course of 30 minutes without getting too fatigued. But when you're pushing into it, a lot of that pressure when you're squeezing is anywhere between the middle of your hand and out here, because that's where you're putting the majority of the force, at least with me, right? When the pocket clip is going right into the middle of my hand where I'm squeezing the hardest, that's where it really starts to drive me crazy. Back at the back part of my hand where there's not so much pressure on the squeeze or the force or whatever, it doesn't bother me as much. So I can feel it, but I don't know that it's really going to bother me all that much. I kind of wish the jimping extended out further, but where the jimping is, this is the style of jimping that I like because it looks nice, but it's also functional. A lot of times we get jimping that's just not functional. We just get like bumps for no reason. Like the Les George VECP is a great example of just like, why? Why did you put it there, right? I think this looks nice. I want it to have texture, and I know that they offer a few different versions, or they're going to. They have the micarta or the G10 versions. They have this titanium version, and then they have the Sagaya pattern, which I still don't know if I'm pronouncing correctly. And that's the version that, I personally would probably be the most interested in because it gives detail to this big blank canvas. If you like a plain look like this, then you might like this. I mean, you might look at this and be like, that thing is absolutely perfect because there's nothing going on. And I like that. I will say that if you are a fan of that, you're really going to like this because there's not even any branding on it. I don't even think they put the blade steel on it, which I would bet money is M390 or some variation, right? It'll be 20 CV, M390, or 204P. It's usually M390 or 20 CV. If you hate billboarding and you just want the plainest looking thing in the whole world, this is actually kind of neat. And because really the part of it that makes it look so interesting to me is that the blade is so much more prominent than the handle. The blade to handle ratio is very, very good. The balance on it is also really nice because we don't have excess handle weight weighing it down, right? But this taper off into nothing, right, where it doesn't come up or try to do anything weird back here, kind of looks cool. But yeah, me personally, I would want texturing. I would imagine the micarta and G10 versions are liner locks. I don't think the price that they have, if it is being made by who I assume, I don't think the price for the titanium versions are too crazy. What surprised me was the price for the G10 and the micarta versions. If the liner on those, I'm assuming they're liner locks, if the liners on them are titanium, that's fine, but they should still be priced substantially lower, in my opinion. I'll let you guys go and look if you want to. This is just an unboxing and first impressions video. It's nice, though. This titanium version is definitely made well. The D10 is also really nice. The centering, everything is really, really nice. Yeah, I'll let you guys take a look if you want. It'll be linked down in the description. That's going to be it for today. This knife will get a full comprehensive review, so you can check that out if you want to. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex if you enjoyed this video. Leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.